Today, I am going to share on how to unlock the secrets to convert more leads into paying customers, right? So as Jonathan said, right, not everyone generates a lot of leads, but even when you generate a little bit of leads, you can do things to convert those leads, right? And literally make more money with less leads than the leads that the viral people are generating. All right. But a little bit about my story, as you mentioned. Okay. And I've got some slides here from previous trainings, but I'm just kind of going to fly through them. All right. But my story, before I found the online business industry, I was a frustrated and underpaid office worker, was working in a job in manufacturing, was working an unfulfilling job, just was not passionate about it. I was in $50,000 debt. Literally felt like I was living groundhog every day, just day in, day out. You know, the frustration of that. Was stuck in traffic 2 hours a day. And all of that at the time led to some very self-destructive behaviors, which if any of you guys have ever had any of that, you know, over the weekends with friends going out, you know, that's kind of the way things manifested in my life. And then, you know, when I found the online business industry, what appealed, this was going back 2011. And what appealed to me was that, you know, I could make money from home online, away from a job. I didn't have a family. In fact, I didn't even think I'd ever, well, I did think I wanted a family, but I couldn't see myself having one yet because I was just broke in debt and I just was nowhere in my life. So it appealed to me, the ability to make money. Within 6 months, I ended up making my first sale. It took me, yes, a little bit longer than a lot of people, but you know, I stuck it through and 6 months I made my first $900 commission.
That's
and
awesome.
That changed my life, right? And you know what? A lot of people, Jonathan, you tell me, what is the average time that people quit if they're finding challenges?
Man, just what I see, I think a big majority within the first 3 months. Absolutely.
Yeah, first
For
3
sure.
months, right? And you know what? I almost quit at the second, third month as well.
Yeah.
So anyway, I just decided to keep going, and I was just like, well, what the heck? What else am I going to do? Let me just give it my all. And then 2 years in, you know, I was making good money. I was having $10,000, $20,000 months because of the person who I became in this industry. Got some amazing personal benefits. Attracted my wife, you know, beautiful wife as well. Started a family, traveled the world with our family as well. So that picture there is us. We went on an Eastern Mediterranean cruise, did it a couple of times. And then 3 years in, I fired my boss and never worked a 9 to 5 ever again. Jonathan, I think you know what that feels like, man.
Oh, dude, amazing feeling.
Especially when you have a family, it means everything, right? And, you know, I mean, that was 3 years, 2014. My daughter was only 1 year old, maybe not even.
Oh.
It was like she was a few months old. So she's never known me to work away from home, even my son, right? And even to today, like when I first told them about that, like, you know, I tried to explain to my daughter what their friends' parents do. You know, they get up in the morning, they go to work, come back, and they might see their kids for an hour a day. And they're like, what, really? Because they just, they don't understand. But, you know, it wasn't all sunshine and rainbows. The thing is, I got started with a network marketing company in the beginning. It was not friends and family, but it was still like an online-based network marketing company. And 4 years into that, you know, and I like sharing this part of the story because especially people in your audience, Jonathan, digital marketing, affiliate marketing, I like them to understand how good they have it with what we do here. Yeah. And with this sort of company, I wasn't enjoying it anymore because I didn't actually learn any skills of digital marketing. I, you know, was told, not even taught, because it wasn't, you know, you get told to put spammy work from home ads in Facebook groups, in Craigslist, you know, getting banned, you know, kicked out of Facebook groups, banned out of, you know, creating multiple Craigslist accounts. It's not even fun because it's very spammy and it's just a yucky strategy. Doing bandit signs, so signs like that I put on the street, you know, freeway entries, exits. I even did that when my wife was pregnant, 9 months pregnant. We're driving around putting signs, man. Tons of phone calls every day, right? Like, you know, I can generate between 50 to 200 leads a day. And like back then, I'd have to be calling all those leads. Didn't generate as many, but it just involved so many calls. And when I ran into challenges, there was no help, no coaching, no, you know, looking at what I was doing, and it was challenging, right? So that's where I looked for education outside that company. And in 2018 is when I started doing actual digital marketing full time. Right?
Mm.
And when I started doing it, a lot of what you teach, Jonathan, because I know we've learned from a lot of the same leaders and even older OGs. And so I learned it and I was like blown away because I was like, man, I can actually learn real skills, right? And it had no restrictions because you can promote whatever you want, you can create your own courses, and there's actual real coaching and support in this industry. And I know you are huge on that, Jonathan, which I think is amazing. And that's what I love about what you do. You're just big about actually helping people, not just selling stuff.
Yeah.
Right. That's what I found about the industry. And today, done multiple six figures online in all those industries, won multiple awards. And the best thing too is I have built a solid lifelong skill set. Because here's the thing. When you actually develop that skill set, just like any other skill set, right? You study to become a doctor. You can make money as a doctor for the rest of your life. You become a surgeon or a plumber or whatever, you can make money in that industry for the rest of your life. And when you develop a skill set in digital marketing, you'll never have to worry about money again because you know exactly how to make money, right? But that's my story, Jonathan. So anyway, guys, conversions. So I'm going to get straight into it because Jonathan's pretty much mentioned it already. This is how you convert more leads. And a lot of the trainers so far, they've given you strategies on creating content, building, launching your business, growing your business. But then one of the things I see a lot is I see it a lot. People learn to generate inquiries, prospects, leads, whatever you want to call it. And I've seen people generate hundreds of leads, but then they make 0 sales. Why? Because they haven't learned conversions. And the conversion part is so important because that's where the sale is made. All right. And I'm not going to go into this, but sometimes what holds people back in terms of conversions and actually closing those sales is mindset, right? Do you believe that you're worthy of money? I wasn't planning this, right? But do you believe you're worthy of receiving money? Do you believe that you can close sales and make, even though if you're not closing them, you might be referring them to someone else's company's products. But when you refer them, do you believe that a sale can be made, even if it's by them? Right? And when you do believe in that, conversions start happening. Because if you don't believe in it, if you doubt yourself, if you're building a business, putting content and things out there, and you doubt yourself that can happen, that energy translates to other people, and they're not going to believe you. They'll go check out the funnel, they'll go check out the product, the offer, but because they don't believe you, they're not going to believe whatever that product is, that it can actually change their lives. So there's a little bonus tip for you guys up front. But let's get into some actual, strategies as to what you can do. So I've got some slides here. So if you guys have been in this game long enough, even before social media, there was this classic digital marketing strategy. And the classic digital marketing strategy was all around email marketing. I know Jonathan's a bit about teaching this as well. It's about email marketing. And email marketing had a very specific strategy to make money and actually close and convert sales, right? And you guys are going to want to take notes of this, anyway, make sure you take notes of this. So the first one was to build your list. Okay, you build your email list, your database of leads, prospects, and customers. That's the first step. And you back then you did it through paid advertising. You don't have to do paid advertising anymore. It still works, but there's so many free methods to do it, which is what you're learning in this challenge. But you build your email list. Number 2 was you engage your email list, which means you send out emails to them, adding value, telling stories, things that actually helps people to be able to be educated and learn more. And what that does, it helps build relationships with you. They'll go, oh, I like what he's sending. I like, these videos, these trainings, these emails, these stories, and they build a relationship with you. And then you get to the point where you sell to your audience. So when you build your audience and you've engaged your audience, you can send offers, the actual products that you're going to sell, right? You send them that via email. And then when you send them that, because they build a relationship with you, they're going to buy and you're going to make sales, right? Does that make sense? Does that make sense? Jonathan, if you can come out quickly.
Yeah.
How does it apply to your business since you started? Just briefly.
Oh, dude, this is my bread and butter of my business so yeah, I mean, one of the main KPIs for me, key performance indicators is how many emails am I building per day? Okay, cool. All right. When I get that number, it's like, how many emails am I sending per week, which is something we actually started doing this year, Alex. We started sending even more emails than we usually do. We're doing like 4 to
Awesome.
6 emails per week.
Wow.
Now we're doing a lot of value type emails, but yeah, I mean, to answer your question, this is the bread and butter, man. Like the
Yeah.
email list, you know what I mean?
And it has to be value too, because if what a lot of people do when they're started, they just go sell your list, and they're just trying to sell to
Yeah.
their list and being spammy, and they never make money. So you have to build that value. Thanks,
It's
man.
that, yeah. I think it's an old strategy for sure. Is like the churn and burn, where you're just like, hey, just gonna get a ton of emails, sell, 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 sell. It's like, yeah, I mean, it could still work, but I think people nowadays want to have that. What's it called? That more. They want to be able to relate to somebody more, right? So,
Of course.
yeah, for sure.
Well, people want to know you're real.
Mm-hmm.
They want to know that they can connect with you, because if they don't connect with you, they're not going to buy in the end. They're not going to want to follow you. So yeah, totally. Let's continue. I got so much to cover, by the way. So
Awesome,
let's
man. Awesome.
continue. So now this is the 3-step formula to freedom. All right. And I know a lot of Jonathan, what he uses in his business is freedom. And, like, I love that word, freedom. So this is the 3-step formula for freedom, which is applicable today, right? It's, modern. It's not the other one still works, but this is applying that formula to today. And as you guys know now, there is social media, right? There's so many different social media platforms you can actually make money on, right? But how do you do it? Because social media isn't an email list, all right? But there is still a way you can use social media to make money, like an email list. And by the way, I just realized I don't even know why MySpace is on there. But anyways, I guess someone can make money on MySpace. So this is the formula, guys. Write it down, okay? And anyone watching on Instagram, write it down, because you can't see the slides, unfortunately. So it's BA plus EA plus SA equals freedom. All right. Let me see, like, get onto what this means. So the first step is you want to build your audience. Okay, build your audience across any social media platform. Usually recommend, start with one social media platform, maybe 2, but you want to build a following of people that you can serve, that you can add value, that you can, teach and help, right? If you don't have a following, you're not going to have anyone that you can help or make money with by serving, right? Number 2 is you want to engage your audience. And by engaging your audience, it means number 1, you build a following. But as you build a following, like if you build a following of 100,000 followers, as an example, even 5,000 followers, if then you don't do anything with it, you just get more followers, get more followers, get more followers, is that going to do anything for your business? Nope. So you want to create content, add value, teach, give, help, because as you do that, you build relationships with your audience, and your audience is going to get to love you. They're going to, they're going to get to know you, like you, trust you, and even love you. And once they love what you do because you're giving value, then we move to step 3, which is you sell to your audience, which is you present your offers, the products, other companies, other people's products you want to sell, right? And when you do that, then you make sales, which when you make sales, what does that mean? Equals money. And what does money equal? It equals freedom, right? That's what it equals. So you build your audience, engage your audience, sell to your audience, make sales. And a lot of people, they will either just do one of these by themselves and they never get anywhere. For example, someone might get 5 followers and then that's it. And then they won't have any more strategies to grow their followers. And so then what they do is just create more videos, content, posts, and they're never going to make sales because they're always creating the content to the same 5 people, right? Or some people, they're going to create a social media account and just try to like sell. They're not going to grow a following, which, by the way, is so easy to grow a following now. My Instagram account last year went from 1,300 followers to over 200,000 followers in 8 weeks, right? By just having a strategy, being consistent, and you can grow a quick audience even from 0 today. You can engage that audience and then you can sell to that audience, right? And that's how you create freedom using social media, which is very similar to the email list, right? Does this make sense, guys? Right? So keep this formula in mind, guys, because as I share what I'm going to share next, this all applies to that, which is more the content side of things, all right? So now there is 4 types of content to create. All right. And number one is you want to create content, viral content, right? Content that actually is going to reach a big audience. And depending on what niche you're in, it really depends what's going to be viral. But typically in my niche, I'll create side hustle videos, right? Like different side hustles and things that people can make money, because that, everyone wants to make more money. That's how I got into the industry, because I wanted to make more money. And the side hustle stuff does go viral, right? And typically what I'll do, I know Jonathan's taught this, is I'll look at what's working in the industry, what's trending, what's going viral, and I'm going to create it in my own style. And I'm going to research those strategies and then provide that, right, on social media. It could be TikTok, it could be Instagram, doesn't matter what it is, but side hustle videos. And what those do is when those go viral, it builds your audience. It gets you lots of followers fast. But here's the thing. If you just create viral content, side hustle video, or whatever it is, right? If you're in a relationship niche, I've seen people create, I don't know if it's exactly, I don't know. I'm not even going to go into that niche because I'm not sure, but you're creating that stuff that goes viral. Well, that doesn't necessarily mean you're going to make money, because there's something about going viral that also doesn't make you money. It gets you lots of followers, right? But it doesn't make you money. And I heard from one of my other friends, he's not a friend, he's just someone I follow actually. His name's Sean. And I heard him say once that you don't want to focus on just going viral, because end of the day, we're building a business, not a spectacle, right? So if you want to build a spectacle and just have people see you go viral all the time, you'll get that, but you're not going to make money in your business, right? So, but this is the first step, right? Because this is going to build an audience for you. And I'll share maybe my Instagram later, but when I was just creating at one point, just side hustle videos, my audience was growing, but the sales were just trickling in. They weren't converting as fast, which some of you guys, I'd love to know who here has this, like a light bulb going off, that you've been creating just side hustle videos, but you haven't been converting sales, right? Because side hustle videos teaches people about different other strategies, which is fine and it's great and it helps people. I had a girl last week tell me that from one of my side hustle videos, she made like $90 in like a week or 2 weeks just by posting, Etsy products in Facebook Marketplace. And I was like, wow, that's cool. Like, it helps people. But that's not teaching people about the products that you actually help, that you can help them with, right? So let's continue. And some people are saying, yeah, that's true. Light bulb moment. That's great. So content number 2 is, I like to call it indoctrination content. What does that mean? Okay. So indoctrination content is, number 1, once you're creating viral content and side hustle videos, that's building your audience. Now you want to start sharing them with the strategy that you recommend, something that's to do more relatable to the products that you sell, but that are going to help them, right? So in my situation, the number 1 strategy I recommend, which is the one I use and I educate people and help people to grow their businesses around, is affiliate marketing, which is promoting other people's or other companies' products online. And when a sale is made, you earn a commission. You guys would know what this is. So then for me, creating indoctrination content, which you're indoctrinating them. I know for some people that might be a negative word, but it is an industry word. You're just teaching them, bringing to their awareness what affiliate marketing is, how it works, kind of like I explained then. You promote other people's products, very simple on social media. You can earn commissions, right? You can earn, $1,000 or more commissions if you're doing high ticket. You can quit your 9 to 5 in the next, 3 months, maybe 6 months, right? Like, you're indoctrinating them and actually saying, look, this is actually a better way to make money because it's simpler. It's easier to a certain degree. Of course, it still requires work, but you can get results a lot faster. So then all these people that are coming through your audience building content, now they're hearing, oh, okay, this is a better strategy. You're educating them. You're adding value. You're opening their eyes to something different that's gonna, that can help them, right? So you're helping your indoctrination content, and that's engaging your audience. And then number 3 is your conversion content. Okay, and trust me, I've done all of these individually, and I wasn't making as many sales, right? But when you do all of these, is when you make the most sales, even with a little bit of content. And conversion content is I figured out this step by learning from actually, I knew a little bit of it, but I really drove home when I learned from M. Orcott, which I think was the first, multiple six-figure trainer on, this boot camp, this challenge. And conversion content was when you start sharing your story, right? Your story about how your product changed your life, even the offer that you're offering, how it changed your life, how affiliate marketing changed my life. And I shared that a little bit in the beginning, right? Like that's my income stream, affiliate marketing, right? Sharing other people's products. It's changed my life. It took me away from a terrible, business model that was challenging and it was hard and it was, in that time it was stressful for me. But for you guys, if you're new doing affiliate marketing, you share about your story, like when you were in your 9 to 5 and what that felt and how frustrating it was and being underpaid. And, now that, now you do affiliate marketing and you're making X amount of money. You're home with your kids. You can do whatever you want, right? You're sharing your story because ultimately that is the emotional touch points that people are going to go, that's what I want. I want what Alex has, right? I've got some people who Victoria has. I want what Amy has. I want what Michael has, right? And when they go, I want that story in my life, right? They're going to go buy whatever you have to sell. But as long as it adds value to them too, right? You're going to make sure you're selling products that will help people, not just to make a quick buck, which is important, which is important to actually help people. So you're sharing your story and you're sharing your results, right? Posts, maybe, and you got to be careful with this, how you use it, but maybe sharing screenshots of the actual money you've made, right? So it could be lifestyle posts, on holidays. I shared some lifestyle photos at the beginning of this training, right? But sharing some of your results because people also want to know that it actually works, not that you're just, lying, right? Which unfortunately, a lot of people in the industry also do, especially when they're new. And I wouldn't recommend that, right? But share your results, right? Share screenshots, share your lifestyle. Right? And when you create this content, this is the content that sells your audience, right? That's the one that sells your audience. So again, if you're just going viral, doing videos that go viral and more viral, good on you, man. Your ego is going to grow, right? Because you're creating the spectacle and you're going to be the king of viral. Congrats. But if you really want to make money, you go into the other steps. You start indoctrinating your audience, teaching them what's a better option, what's a better solution, and why. And then number 3, you create conversion content where you share your story, where you share your results, because that is going to really touch people's emotional pain points. And they're going to have a need within themselves to take action, right? And change their lives. And it'll just happen that you, right? William, David, Amy are the person that they've been following. And they're going to want your recommendation. They're want your advice. They're going to want to hear what you have to say and what you think is the best way for them to change their lives. And then that is where that sale happens, right? It all happens one step at a time. So I'd love to know, do you guys see how this applies to that initial formula I shared?
Yeah. And while you guys are commenting, I want to mention something, Alex. I've never really gone viral, like ever. So it's kind of like, it's one of those things. It's like, it's a good thing that I've never gone viral because I had to get good at conversion. So I never had the luxury of getting like a viral video. I've had some videos go 10, 20, 30,000 views, but nothing like millions, 500,000 views. Right. So kind of interesting how it worked because I didn't get that many views, I had to really learn conversion. So I like how you mentioned that, like, you're the king of viral, but is that really doing anything, right? If you're not actually converting them, indoctrinating them, telling your story. So that's so huge, man.
Yeah, exactly. And you know what, Jonathan, I've noticed, like, the reason maybe you don't go viral, I don't know, because I haven't seen your stuff. Maybe you're not doing as much of the side hustle stuff, because I've seen you do a lot of the story posts, the simple 5-second one, which are great and they work, right? But you might just be doing step 2 and 3, which is still fine. You're still going to get less leads. I mean, you're still going to get some leads, and you're still going to convert them because you're still teaching people about, affiliate marketing conversions. But when you start entering that viral stuff. And look, it takes more time too, because
Right.
it's not the simple text. It's you're recording yourself, you're screen sharing and all that.
Mm-hmm.
But if you start doing one a week or something, or you have some, like, do it yourself, or get someone to edit them for you once you do it, you can start inserting a viral video here and there, and your audience will start growing faster. Which I'll share an actual formula with you in a second.
Cool.
So let's continue. So number 4, all right, 4th type of content, which is another conversion type of content, is live video, because live video is powerful, right? I'm actually going live on my Instagram right now. So what's up, guys? Going live here, doing a live training with one of my friends, Jonathan, right? We've got like tons of people commenting here. There's my slides. So I'm going live. Why am I going live? Because it builds relationships with people. You're real. It's like when people only see a short little 5-second video, right? Like, great, they'll follow you. But are you really real? Are you really real? Right? It's an edited video. I've got some fancy lights and stuff that I use that I like, right? But when you start going live, you're actually having conversations with people, right? Like it's you and them, right? And that builds even a deeper bond, a deeper bond. And here's the thing: when you go live, lives don't necessarily go viral, right? That's just not what it's meant for. I know in TikTok a little while ago they did, because it was new and they pushed it out. I don't think that's the case anymore. But lives are not really for going viral, but lives are more for building those deep relationships and converting people more, because they really get to know who you actually are. It's not edited. They know your intonations. They know you care. They know you're empathetic. Hopefully you're being empathetic. By the way, empathy is one of the biggest secrets to success with any business, because people want to know that you actually care and that you actually want to help them. So lives allow you to sell to your audience as well, right? And it doesn't have to be complex. You just get on there, take a few notes, you share a little bit more about, maybe the indoctrination. Like, you're not going to talk about the viral stuff. You're going to talk about the indoctrination, like maybe your story, maybe, what you found, whatever, offer, industry, type of product you recommend, how it's going to help people. You have affiliate marketing is great. You share, so you share your results, and then you push them to your funnel, right? To your offer, to the product, to go learn more and maybe buy it, right? Let's continue. So this is a formula that you guys can follow, okay? So what you want to do is you want to focus on, for every one viral video you create, you want to create at least 3 to 4 pieces of content of the other 3, right? Or maybe lives, you could do it, it's up to you. Depends where your audience is at. You do it once a week. If your audience is small, if you've got a bigger audience, literally, I think Amy does it 2 times a day. So it's really up to you. But I'm talking more about step 2 and 3, right? So for every viral piece you create 3 to 4 pieces of short videos, short content from the indoctrination, type of content, and the your story and results type of content, right? And then if you do that, that's a good balance. You're going to have the stuff to go viral, but then you're going to have that ability to convert people into, your offer, your product, whatever you're selling. Of course, you're going to make money that way, right? In the beginning, honestly, like, when you start going viral, it gets addicting, and you just want to go more viral, and you're just creating more viral content because it's exciting, right? And it's kind of feeding your ego a little bit. But also, like, in the beginning, when I was figuring out this short, and by the way, I only started figuring out this short stuff last year. But when my stuff didn't go viral, I was like, oh no, I could, like, what am I doing? Oh, maybe I'd create some of the other short story results-based stuff. And then I'd be like, oh no, I got to get back to creating viral because I got to keep going viral, right? And, trying to manage those emotions, but, going viral all the time, I generated tons of leads, people that were supposedly interested, but not as many converted, because there is nothing that actually taught them about the offer. Like, the concept, the idea of that specific strategy. So I hope this makes sense, guys. So who wants me to run through my Instagram account really quickly and actually give you some real actionable tips?
I'm
Let me know
excited.
in the comments.
Let's
All
do
right.
it.
Let me just switch something out here, and I'm going to share my screen this time too.
Sweet. Yeah, yeah, I was looking at your Instagram, man. It's amazing. Almost 400,000 followers. Insane.
Yeah. Thanks, man.
It is.
There we go. Let me figure
Awesome. Awesome.
out-
Guys, make sure to go follow Alex while he's doing this because you're going to get so much tips just by looking at his stuff. This is amazing.
Do you know, Jonathan, before I came on here, I'm like, man, I should just like message Jonathan and say we're going to charge $1,000 for tonight. What do you think? Maybe we can charge $500 for the next half.
Maybe,
Like,
man. I mean, this is good stuff.
so much money here, man. I get that checkout link ready, guys, and then you guys can go pay $500 and we'll continue now. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
No, but if you guys are truly enjoying this, guys, for real, comment #conversion down below. Let's blow up the comments for sure, because this is actually how you make money. What he's about to show you right now. So comment conversion down below. All right, Alex, let's go, baby.
My Instagram account. Got some people on Instagram watching too. So and some people commenting a lot of value as well. Awesome. Got some awesome. Cool. So my Instagram account. And let me, I don't know if that's going to work. Anyways, let's just go through it. So with my Instagram account, quick story about this. So I started doing short videos. I don't even remember what month last year. I think it might have been August, something like that. I didn't want to do short video, honestly, because I was like, it's not me. I don't want to do it. I don't want to do these short dances or whatever it is. I'm not going to do it. It probably took me about, Jonathan, you remember one of the first TikTok challenges that you were on?
Yeah.
You were crushing it. And I didn't even jump on board with that. I was just like, nah, it's not me.
It's funny. A lot of people were hesitant with that because there was like when TikTok first hit the scene or a short form video, it was just about dances and that. Now it's changed, it's evolved, but yeah, I remember that, man. That's crazy.
And I was like, I'm not going to do it. And actually I did some, probably about 6-7 videos, and then I stopped and I didn't do it for a year. But anyway, last year I was just like, I saw so many people doing this TikToks, reels, making a lot of money and not paying for advertising. Like I used to spend $100 or more on paid advertising a day, which I know for some people is not a lot, some, top marketers, but for some other people, it's a lot, right? If you haven't even quit your job yet, $100 a day is a lot. So anyway, I'm seeing so many people build their businesses with free marketing, like totally free, making $10,000, $20,000, $30,000 a month. Now I'm seeing people make $70,000 a month, just doing, free, marketing, right? So I got on board with it, and I had, as I said, 1,300 followers, and I'll go through the story as I go through the content, but basically I think it was within about 2 months, I got to 3 months, I got to 300,000 followers. 3 months, guys.
Wow.
Right. And I've converted leads. I've helped people make money. It's amazing, right? And I enjoy it, actually helping people. So let me share with you my progress. And by the way, I want you to notice, I haven't posted tons and tons of content. I haven't even done the 3 pieces of content a day, which, many trainers recommend. And I've had things blow up, right? So so if you notice here, no videos, maybe one there. I was testing stuff out, but all of this was just photos, right? That I have here. Actually want to see if I can flip this around. Got my little Instagram audience there. There you go. Maybe they can see that too. So I've got tons of, photos. That's what I used to do. And my account never grew. And I was just like, I tested exporting a video from another training, editing it. So, okay, actually, let me look. Here we go. Here's when I first created content, doing TikTok reels. So I did a few and then I stopped. I was like, nope, this is not me. And I didn't get much. Actually, that doesn't even show the views. Damn it. Hang on. Let's go to reels section. All right. Patience, please, guys. I just got to scroll down.
No, this is good, man. I like seeing the insights. I like seeing the actual thing. So this is good stuff.
Yeah, man. Like this helps so many people to be like, okay, yeah, like know what to do. All right. So I used to make videos long ago and just, take them out from Facebook Lives and stuff, but that never did anything before Reels. So I did these Reels, and then I was like, no, not me. Even did a little dance, but you can see, 3,000, 6,000, 2,000 views, not much. And then I was like, actually, oh yeah. And then I had all those other, picture posts, but this is just the Reel section. So that actually doesn't show the pictures here. But then I started doing some tests, right? I recorded, quick little video, kids coming home from school while I'm working. And then I'm like, all right, I'm going to take this seriously. Okay. And I started creating just actual TikToks, right? But here's the thing. As you guys can see, I've got like a fancy camera and everything here. Like, this is my office. Got fancy cameras, fancy lights. I've been doing this coming up to 12 years. Only been getting into this like videography thing for the last 2 years because I enjoy it. Right? I kind of wanted another challenge. By the way, guys, you don't need to have anything like this to make money. Literally, all you need is a phone, and that's it. That's got everything you need to be able to make money. A smartphone. But for me, I was just like, all right, so I know how to do some of this stuff. I'm going to use a fancy camera. I'm going to use some lights, and I'm going to make it everything cool, right? So I started creating content, right? And it didn't do very good. You got, 2,000 views, 3,000. This one got 12,000 views, but that's because it was very triggering for people. So it created a lot of controversy. That was luck. 4,000, it wasn't much, right? But I was trying to be cool. Like, I'm wearing this cool jacket here, and I'm all done up, make sure I did my hair, and the lights at the background as well. Anyway, you had to be cool in my mind. And then I'm like, okay, it's not really growing in the way that I want. Let me test something differently. Let me just test these random videos in your everyday life, just filming your kids, and then put text over them, right? It wasn't anything strategic, but I just did it because I saw other people doing some of this. And 7,000, 4,000, this one got 10,000 views. Like, okay, cool. Well, that kind of worked a bit better. Did a few, and then went back to the whole, let's continue being cool videos. Even once with my wife, right? She used to be a model long ago. And I was like, let's get you to do a catwalk thing. Let's be cool with that.
I love it.
Background, 10,000, 11,000 views, but nothing significant. And then, even getting my wife to put her legs up on my desk and, let's try to get people's attention, right? That got 16,000 views, which was cool. But, anyway, so I kept going. And then I'm like, okay, let's test something different. These long texts was working. Let me try that. But I still want to be cool. I don't want it to be like some people just do them at home and they work and they go viral sometimes. But I'm like, my videos have to be cool, right? Like, so this one's my son, punching me in the hands. I'm like, this is cool. This one's, by the river, my wife and the 2 kids in front of the city. And I was like, oh, this is cool, right? It's a cool, like, perspective. This one's, me and my kids running in slow motion, just talking about how, we're here to give kids their parents back, which, slow motion, that's kind of cool. It's fancy, right? Sure, I got some views, 10,000 views, but it wasn't nothing huge. And then this one got like some dance music, and I'm kind of like just bobbing my head up and down, trying to be cool. Anyway, nothing ever blew up. And by the way, for some of you guys, you'd be like, oh, wow, 10,000, 17,000, 9,000 views. I'd love that, right? But I was testing to be like, how can I get something to really pop off, right? To really, take off. And, I tested 2 videos that someone else did very similar, but I still kind of tried to do this cool thing. So it got to about here, right? Got 15,000 views, 15,000. And I started getting frustrated because I wasn't getting anything that was really growing my audience. And I was like, I almost quit.
Wow.
Almost quit. And I'm like, all right, I'm trying to be cool here with all this stuff. And clearly, like, getting some results, but nothing for what I'm aiming for. And I'm like, I got this from another, mentor that I know you've learned from too, Jonathan. And I thought, do I want to grow my ego, or do I want to grow my bank account? Right? Amazing question to ask yourself, guys, as you're building a business. And I was like, okay, I can continue to be cool and, show up cool, or I can just do what everyone else is doing, literally. Like, and I heard a lot of people say that, just copy what other people are doing in your own style, right? And I'm like, okay, I'm just going to copy what other people are doing. Literally go to other people's accounts. I know that's what you taught Jonathan on the first, the pre-training as well.
Yep.
And literally I'm just going to copy it. No fancy camera for the next couple of videos. And I did that, right? So this one, 17,000 views, bit better compared to all the past ones. The next one, 34,000 views, right? And I was kind of not cool, actually, a lot not cool with being funny, right? And this video, literally, it's like the one.
Yeah, I love it.
And I was just like, okay, wasn't me, but let's just do it. 34,000 views, right? Wow, okay. Most views I've ever got on a reel, right? And then I'm like, all right, that worked. Let me make this Apple one, right? Which a lot of people have done as well. But this time I'm going to make it still with a fancy camera. I'm not going to try to be as cool. Like I was sitting on a chair wearing a jacket. I'm just going to be more me and kind of reduce the blue light in the background. Like it's way stronger here because that looked way more fake. And people don't like fake too. They're not going to follow fake. This just looks still a little bit more natural. Look at that. 7.7 million views.
Wow. That's huge.
7 million views, guys. And that was over a few months too. But I think within 2 weeks, 3 weeks, that one got, I think 3 weeks from when I posted, it got 1 million views.
Wow.
And it just continued to blow up, right? And so 7.7 million views. And that hadn't blown up yet. I kept posting, right? And then this one, another one, right? Just a funny one, yeah. And 23,000 views, 25,000 views. And then I created some more steps. Like these are the side hustle ones, right? The Apple one, the how to make money online in 3 easy steps. That's 30,000 views. This one got 28,000 views. But now we're really climbing with things. Look, 242,000 views. So, remote jobs that people can actually get to work remotely. Things go, 2.4 million views. So another easy side hustle if you're lazy and broke. So a lot of different strategies teaching people stuff, right? On how to make money, which by the way, work, right? And it's funny because when you get this many views, you get so many, people that appreciate it, but so many haters as well. Like it's classic, but you got to accept that. 2.4 million views, 48. Anyway, like this one got, 1 million views, 256. Like it just keeps going, guys. Like, and literally I wasn't, yeah.
I'm sorry. The one with the 1 million views, that one, it's not even fancy. It looks like you did it on your phone.
No, yeah, that's it. Not even fancy.
Super easy.
And I'm just literally just typing on the computer, right? Recorded it 5 seconds, put text, and that went viral, right? And again, just modeled what other people are doing, right? Similar text, and just, put it up myself with my own video. Right? And this is okay, by the way, guys. You can model other people's stuff. Everyone does, not just in this industry. In every industry, people are modeling each other with TikToks and shorts and stuff. So, all right. So, all I did was model other people's stuff in my own unique way. Like Jonathan, I'm sure you can tell. I had a lot of people say, "Okay, your stuff's cool. So you're still doing what other people are doing, but it still has its own unique style, right?"
Yeah.
You can still be 5% unique, 10% unique. But you want 90% of that content to still have that 90% essence to the original one that you're duplicating. And another little secret, even better, if you look at the content other people that's going viral and trending in other industries, in other niches, take that and rewrite some text that applies to your niche, record it in the same way, but it's you. And now you're going to have even more, right? Content.
Like a health and fitness niche or crypto, something similar. Copy or like model the same type of hook and the same type of video. I love that. That's a great tip.
Exactly, man. Exactly. Right. So, all right. So this was all that stuff, right? But let me just go forwards a little bit. And then, I started doing some Instagram lives. I think that was the first one I did. Wasn't that good, but still, a lot of people liked it. So, a lot of this, you can see 2.3 million views, 54. And once you start getting a lot of followers because you're doing this, viral content, then a lot of videos will just like create even more growth, right? And then it got to a point where I started being a little bit more unique in some areas, like this video here. Sometimes we just sit at the dining table with the kids and after we eat, or just share some principles with them about life, success, whatever, money, and was teaching the law of attraction. And my wife's like, "Oh, let me record this. This would be cool for Instagram, for a reel." And we did it, right? I knew it wasn't going to go viral, but guess what? It builds relationships with people. They get a little bit of insight into your life. So it's still, it's still okay to be original as long as it's in the mix of you modeling other people, because it does create, more relationships. And, I put a lot more original stuff here and there as well. But a lot of what I do, it's still modeling things, right? Modeling what other people do. So this is helping, guys.
That's so good, man. It's helping me. So
Yeah.
this is amazing. Hey, you
So
guys
now
enjoying this so far? Let us know down below.
Yeah, let us know down below. And I am going to share with you guys those 4 pieces of content, right? So again, that Apple one, that was a side hustle video, right? All of these ones here I've got, usually the ones where I share step-by-step how to do some strategies. Those are typically the viral side hustle type videos that get you tons of reach, right? So, those, and you can do those on your phone too, right? Most people do them on their phone. For me, I just like doing it like this. In fact, for me, I'm moving more to a phone because editing them like this takes a lot more effort. So those are the side hustle videos, right? Then number 2, what did I say was number 2? Let me bring up the slides. Just so I got it.
Indoctrination, right?
So number 2 was indoctrination, right? So stuff that actually teaches people. So in the beginning, I wasn't doing it as much. And, I was getting lots of leads, but not as many sales. But then, even this one was kind of a little bit in a way, but still not as much. Me trying to explain that people, that companies like Amazon, Target, Sephora will pay to make, pay to work at home, making 3 to 5K per month as a beginner, but you keep scrolling. That's 50% indoctrination, because you're talking about the concept of selling other people's products, affiliate marketing, digital marketing. But I didn't realize I wasn't going as deep into that. Just had a pop-up come up. All right. So then, this one here, I think, actually, no, it wasn't that one. Where are we? So I wasn't doing it as much, and I was getting lots of leads, but they weren't converting. And then I started doing things like, I don't know if this one's, nope, that's not one. This one, right? Affiliate marketing. And this, by the way, look, let me play that again. This was, like once I started learning too that quirky things, funny things, entertaining things that you want to edutain. Like when people go on social media, they want to be entertained, right? So when you mix entertainment and fun with learning, people love it, right? They want to follow you. So now for me, it's a game of how can I be funny? How can I, make people laugh, right? And I created this one literally that and this is as far as I went. I'm wearing contacts. I have glasses I wear, many days, but my glasses don't look that like these are my glasses here, my normal, glasses that I use, but they don't look, it doesn't create a funny character. So I literally went to an optometrist and I walked in and I'm like, found some glasses. And I'm like, hey, can I buy these glasses? Just with no, what do you call it? Maybe like, what do you call it? I was just reading a comment, but can I buy these glasses without the prescription? I just want them as they are. It's like, why? What do you want that? It's like, oh, here comes the embarrassing bit. It's like, oh, because I create TikTok content and I just want it as a prop, kind of like just for skits. It was hilarious. And the guy's just like thought I was just weird. So anyway, bought them $30 and thought it was cool, right? So then I started using those in my content, right? I'm wearing them there, right? I kind of take them off and they fell off the table. I even trying to like do funny, weird, awkward dances, right? This is me literally just trying to be like, trying to look like a loser with those glasses. This one was specific to, wearing a hat, kind of sideways and just, not wearing it properly with the glasses and trying to look dumb. Right. And then, sharing what affiliate marketing and different websites that they can make money in, right? That's, starting to indoctrinate here. This is where I was starting to realize, okay, I didn't fully know it yet. Like I didn't have this plan, this framework. But, I had, let me have a look. And then this one was a big one. Here's the biggest opportunity to make money in 2023 and hardly anyone knows about it. Even got my wife involved, right? The easiest way to get started. And, you don't have to create your own products. You don't have to do customer service. You don't have to do the product fulfillment. It's called affiliate marketing. You promote other people's products. And I don't know, I said more about it. And then when a sale is made through your own efforts, you make a percentage of that sale, right? So now I'm indoctrinating them. What is affiliate marketing? What is, how does it work? Why is it easier than all the other side hustles, right? Which, by the way, anyone on my Instagram, check out the link on my profile if you want to learn more. You'll learn exactly how to do that. So indoctrination stuff, right? Then another one, right, about, did you know that Amazon will pay you to promote their products online? And I'll talk more about that, right? So you guys seeing here, right, you've got the viral content, you've got the indoctrination content. Now, the next one that I had, let me just look at my slides, just makes it easier. It's conversion, your story and results, right? Just go to the next one. And I've done a lot of those. Let me have a look. Sure, we'll just start from somewhere closer. It can be as simple as in December, I went to speak at a mastermind in Florida, all the way from Australia, 30-hour flight. Actually met Sarah there as well, who's on here, and some other amazing friends. But when I came home from the event, my wife recorded me and I was actually recording it too. And then I just put on there, when you come home to your family after speaking at a marketing event in Florida where you train tons of people on how to build full-time digital marketing career. That's a story. That's a result. That's also some authority and credibility, which is something, another layer to all this once you've had some success. And then people were like, oh, how did you do that? How do you help people make money, right? People inbox you. And then here I've just got, what to do. Go check out the link or whatever on my bio. Another one, right? Even some funny ones, like, one day, I don't know what we're supposed to do. My wife goes, oh, let's go out for lunch, right? Because I can do that whenever we want. And I'm like, okay, let's go out for lunch. And she ended up wanting to go shopping, right? And I'm like, okay, I didn't come for this. This is not what I signed up for. But you know what? I did a TikTok that made me money. And this was it. You know what? Point of view. When you wake up and decide to spend the day with your wife because your online hustle allows it, but you end up being her shopping buddy instead. But then you realize it's still better than working a 9-to-5 and having to ask your boss for permission to take time off, right? That really pushes those emotional hot buttons for husbands and wife, so they want to have more time to spend together, right? And do things. What else do I have? This one, love this one, right? Welcome to the side of dad talk, where I don't work a 9-to-5 and love playing with my kids, but still want to add dollars to our budget. So I make short videos like this, promoting products, making 3 to 5K monthly, right? Often more. And that's just me and that was just a video my wife recorded. And then she's like, hey, here's a cool video you can use. I was like, oh, that's amazing, right? Because we do a lot of fighting, wrestling, stuff like that. And, it was cool. Now, those are story-based, right? Even this one's another one, right? I loved. When you start a side hustle, hoping you make an extra 1K per month, and instead you end up building a 6-figure online business that retires your wife, pays down your debt, and allows you to leave your full-time job, right? Story-based results. Guys, are you getting this? Do you see how easy this is? And then some of the actual more monetary results and by the way, and realize if you ever have like speaking gigs or whatever, use those videos as well, right? Because that creates a lot of credibility, a lot. That's a story-based one. This one was, me saying, I helped another person make a first $1,000 commission. Here's how I helped to do it. It's a result. I showed her how to do freelance digital marketing, also known as affiliate marketing, where you promote. It's a mix of both, right? A result, a story, and indoctrination. And then I did this one. I'll do one more, right, guys? Actually, 2 more, right? Affiliate marketing scam, they said. But the last week of 2022, I work up to these texts, $1,000, $1,000, $1,000, even though I was on vacation with my family, right? Link in profile or common freedom, right? Results. This stuff is what converts. And then, of course, got a Instagram live I did with slides and everything. I learned some of this strategy from Amy, Hires, some other people as well, right? And it's almost kind of like a webinar, but using slides with my iPad and stuff is really cool. So doing lives is powerful. We convert more people. So you guys see how this, the formula I gave you works to convert more sales. Jonathan, any feedback?
Dude, that's so good. Honestly, you're motivating me to get back on the short form, like side hustle type videos, grow the audience, because I think I do a pretty good job at the conversion part of things.
Yeah.
But I don't really focus on like the going viral, which I think I should, because that gets more people at the top of the content funnel, you could say, right? And
Yeah.
then I could get more people to my email list, to my YouTube channel. So I'm actually really excited to kind of dive deep into what you're doing, get more people in. And then I think I have 2, 3, and 4 from your framework kind of already mapped out, but I don't really have 1. So if I were to get that going, man, I think I could really grow the business. So this is really good, man. That's amazing.
That's it, man. And you know what? You don't have to come up with these ideas yourself. You model what's working in your own style. And for someone like you, Jonathan, you've got editors. Like you could record a video in 20 minutes, give it to them, and the rest gets handled. And you do that 1-2 times a week, right? You can have those like tons of followers. And then the conversion side of things will take care of itself because you've got that part down. Right? And then by the way, guys, which I'm sure Jonathan covered, your bio is so important. I didn't plan to talk about this. The way you word it, so important. Because a lot of people, they will be like, depending on their industry, right? I help people to make money online. That's okay. But it's boring, right? You guys always learn about, when you create content, tell a hook, get their attention. Something that's a strong hook, right? And then the rest story offer. I'm not going to go into that. But you got to look at your Instagram bio as a hook. It has to be a strong hook that really gets people's attention. And mine, I don't remember what mine was in the beginning. I think it was, I show people how to make, how to start a profitable online business or something, which it doesn't really grab attention.
Yeah.
And I started reading a book, Hook Point, which is powerful. Hook Point, which by the way,
I haven't heard of that one.
Highly recommend it, guys. Right? It's all this one, Hook Point. Right? Because with marketing, you only have how to stand out in a 3-second world. You only have 3 seconds to grab people's attention. So you can create hooks that actually grab people in your videos, in your emails, in your marketing. You're going to make more money too, because you're grabbing people's attention. And when I read this, I was like, oh, my Instagram bio thing is terrible. So then I changed it to something that actually grabs people. Right? Your rocket ship, fastest way to 100K in time freedom. I would love to know, who does that appeal to from everyone that's like, on here? Fastest way to 100K in time freedom. Is it better than how to build a profitable online business? And then I show people how I built a 6-figure side hustle. Because you can't give guarantees, because not everyone's going to take action, right? So I know Taryn said, what do you post in your stories? We'll get there. So you got to create something that's powerful, right? How I show people how I built a 6-figure side hustle. Here's how I did it. And when you use here's how I did it, I don't know, just something about the word here that gets people into the present moment and makes them know that there's something here for them, right? I don't know what it is. So anyway, your bio is important. If you're getting a lot of views and you're not getting a lot of leads, well, it could be 2 things. You're not giving a call to action in your content, especially your conversion content, to go click on that link, or your bio sucks. And that's okay. You just got to make it better. All right. So I hope this helps, guys. Still got a few more things to cover. We're just past the hour. We might be here another hour. So let's get back to the slides, because got a few more things to cover.
Okay.
All right. We've probably heard this one over and over and over again. I'm going to freaking beat the dead horse just one more time. Post consistently. All right. Post consistently. In fact, see that button there? The post button? That is the button that is going to make you the most money. And one thing I found is that correlates. One of the biggest things that you can do online that correlates with making more money is how often or how much more you hit that post button. So you want to make more money? Hit that post button more and just post that content. All right. And do it more consistently. And I'll be honest, I haven't been consistent for a few weeks because I've been working on a new book and all the podcasts there, which by the way, Jonathan's going to be on as well, which is amazing when I relaunch it. So I've had this other stuff that I'm planning. So I haven't posted consistently for a bit, but it's coming back this week. But post consistently, because if I didn't post consistently, I wouldn't have had those results with my Instagram account. All right. Post consistently. So a few other things about posting consistently, whatever niche you're in, whatever you're selling, whatever industry, as you build an audience, you have to stay front of mind to your audience. Okay. This is key. This is so key because you have to make sure people are constantly seeing your business, seeing what you're about. If they don't do that, they're never going to pay attention. Even you have a video go viral, people aren't going to pay attention if you just put one video goes viral and that's it. So if you build a bit of an audience and they see one video this week, then 2 videos next week, then 1 video the week after, then 0 videos the week after, then 1 video the week after. Do you guys think that those people are going to build a strong enough relationship with you, with whatever you're posting about? Let me know in the comments. Bet you. Not even bet you. I know it's not, because they're not going to know who you really are. You're not going to be front of mind to them enough, right? Because there's no consistency, right? You're not staying front of mind. So then what happens is no excitement is created. And when no excitement is created, no leads and sales are converted in your business, right? Guys, this is huge. This is huge. You want to post consistently because you want to stay front of mind for them. And when you stay front of mind, you create excitement. And when you create excitement, you create interest. And when you create interest, you create qualified prospects. All right. That can convert into sales. So just this alone is very important. This is why I post consistently. Everyone always says it, but they don't kind of explain why. So this is why you post consistently. That alone is going to convert more sales, whether you have a small audience and following or you have a huge audience and following. Okay. Let's go on to the next one. Someone asked me about stories. What do you do with, Instagram, Facebook stories, that sort of thing? I post a lot of things just about, I don't have a full strategy around this. I've learned things from other people that, I'll use something like I will post my reels and, to my Facebook stories because then more people watch them, but then I'll mix it up with family things. People like an insight into your life and treat stories kind of like a reality TV show. People watch reality TV shows because they love to see into people's lives. So give people insight into your life, right? Just your family, whatever, whatever you do, right? I also like to use stories with the ask me a question stories, where you can literally just put there, ask me a question. You can say, ask me a question about digital marketing, ask me a question about health, ask me a question about weight loss, whatever you sell. You put on ask me a question. And then people start, asking questions that you can respond. So this is powerful, right, guys? This is very powerful because very often people don't buy because they have questions. They might want to buy something because they see the value on it. And a long time ago, I used to get on the phone to do one-on-one phone calls with people to answer their questions, and then they would go buy because their questions, concerns were clear and they were ready to buy. I can't do that anymore. I wish I could, but I can't do that because I have a probably 400,000 people audience now across all social media channels, maybe more. I cannot spend time with people on the phone, though I wish. Spend some time on Messenger. Not a lot, though. But ask me a question is powerful because you're creating leveraged conversations, right? Meaning when you put there, ask a question, people can ask you that personal question that they have. You can answer it. And then when you answer it, because it's leveraged, that's going back on your stories and your whole audience is seeing it. So it doesn't just become a question that you answer for one person and that they only see it. It's a question that you answer for one person and that all your audience sees it. And there's a good chance that if that one person had that question, there's plenty of other people that had that question on your social media account. So when you answer it, you're answering that question for everyone else, which could potentially lead to a sale and more money, right? From those people. Again, for products that can actually help them, right? I'm big about that. Is you've always got to help people. And that's what's going to convert into sales. All right. Is this making sense? And is this valuable? Let me know. Now, this is an example of what I do, right? I don't like, usually people probably ask me 20 different questions or whatever. And, I'll answer most of them unless they're repetitive and I've already done it. But to give you an example, someone said there, how to close high ticket or mid ticket on DM. And you know what? I was willing to go all out and answer this in 3 parts for this guy. Would have I done this in messages, in DMs? No freaking way. Because what's the point? It's one-to-one person, but then that's not going to benefit anyone else. But he asked me on stories, and I probably spend 20 minutes writing out these answers and just editing them and making them concise. But I did it because I knew thousands of other people were going to read them and they were going to get value from them. And there was nothing being sold in here either. It's just answering questions. So I won't go through it, but basically the first one says, first, your mindset should be that you want to help, not sell, because selling pushes people away. But if you try to help people by asking questions, what are your goals? What do you want to achieve? Now you can actually help them according to their own goals, right? And then I answered part 2. Do not DM strangers randomly, because that's the online version of door-to-door selling. Instead, you want to create helpful content that solves a problem for your audience. So for example, if you're selling weight loss, give them a 3-step meal plan that they can achieve this week, right? And creating content will attract your audience, and then they'll be DMing you for help, right? And then the third one, I said, not sure what content to create, just do some research. Research hashtags, see what's trending, what's going viral. And even in ChatGPT, you can create there, hey, ChatGPT, create me a 3-step meal plan to lose weight. ChatGPT will write the content for you, right? And then you can get ideas. Anyways, that was just me adding value to them. And so many people read that. And then sometimes some people ask, how do you get started? So I said, the first step is learning step-by-step how to do it. And I said, I recommend the same $7 course I took to learn affiliate marketing and build a 6-figure business from home. So sometimes people actually ask, how do you get started? And you just give them the link. And guess what? You're not being a pushy salesman. You're not being, like an icky salesperson, because someone actually asked you. So, hey, here you go, man. Here's the link. Go check it out. If they want to buy it, great. If they don't, that's fine too, right? But it gives you the opportunity that because people ask. Now, you've basically got their permission to share the link with them for whatever product you're selling. This is powerful, what, guys? Right? And you know what? Sometimes people go, oh, what tools do you use? I use ClickFunnels, and here's the link to ClickFunnels if you want to go check out a free, 14-day trial if you're interested, right? Or system or whatever, right? It's another way that you can start putting links to other products in whatever industry you're in, because people are asking you what tools you use, right? So that's how I love the Ask Me a Question stories. I like doing it. I haven't been doing it, but I want to do it once a week now, like usually on weekends, because then it's just easy to do. But it's a great way of having questions answered, and I get sales every time this happens. Right.
Let's do it.
All right, let's continue. The next one, I know you're going to love this one, Jonathan.
Oh yeah.
Email conversion secrets. All right. Who wants to know how to get more sales from your email list? So I'm just going to kind of fly through this one a little bit because they're very simple. But number one, when you have an email series, your automated email series. So when people go to your website, they put their name, email address, they start getting emails. If you're using like swipe emails that someone else has written, that's okay. That's a good starting point. But eventually, as you create content, especially you remember content number 2, indoctrination content. As you start creating content that gets a lot of engagement, seriously, here's a little trick for you. Could even be, your lives that are your live replays or whatever content videos you're making that teaches indoctrination content, include them in your email series, right? Because what happens sometimes they'll opt in, they'll be like, this looks interesting. They go through, they watch it and they're like, oh, I don't know what this is about. Looks interesting, but not interested in buying, right? Because they just don't know the value of it. They don't know how it's going to help them. And they're going to get those emails. But if your emails are just like, hey, did you watch the video? Hey, there's, bad economy stuff going on right now, and starting your own side hustle is going to help you make extra money even in uncertain times. That's great, but that's still very salesy. But if you're including content in your email series that indoctrinates them, now over a few days, what's going to happen is they're going to be watching some of that video, and they're going to be getting some clarity around really that offer that you're selling. So if you're selling like a digital product that teaches them how to do digital marketing, if they still don't understand that, over a few days, they're getting linked, even if it's short video. And maybe it's even better because short video is quick. People don't have a long attention span. And if you're able to fit a concise message about what digital marketing is in a 30, 40, 1 minute video, you can say that in your email. It's 1 minute, 40 seconds. You're going to learn more about this. They'll consume it quickly, but it's going to help them get more clarity and understand that process, right? I have one of my lives / webinars inserted in there. I've got a interview I have with another industry leader inserted in there as well. And often people will email me back going, hey, I watched your training. That's amazing. And I've got a question about what you mentioned in one of those trainings. It creates conversations, right? And when you do that, you will have people replying, just asking you questions about that training video. And you want to create conversations because conversations will lead to conversions, right? So you don't want to leave them confused. A lot of people, like I said, they'll opt into your funnel. They'll watch your bridge video, your video, the sales video, the offer video, but then they're confused. They're like, oh, I don't get this, because they still don't understand the concept of what it's about. And if they're confused, they're not going to buy. So giving them clarity through that content, will help to increase conversions. All right, the next one is another little one that I've loved, right? So you could do this in different ways. Maybe write one email where you just share a little bit about maybe a story, a little bit about, again, you're teaching the concept of a little bit of what, whatever the offer is. But at the end you go, you know what, if you got questions, just DM me the word, whatever you add. You DM me the word, okay, and a specific word, and you link it to whatever social media channel you want. I link it to Facebook or Instagram. And, I sell a challenge as well, kind of like Jonathan's one. And I just go, if you want to learn more about that, just DM me the word challenge on Instagram or Facebook. Because then what happens is, for me, like, there is so many people that message me on social media, and I cannot respond to all of them. It's just complex, and people just send me reels and just random stuff and that. And it's hard because I have a business, I have a life. But now when I see someone comment, scrolling, I'm like, oh, it says challenge. Oh, okay, they're on my email list. They've got questions. Straight away, okay, cool. Respond to that person. And again, that creates conversation, which leads to conversions, to sales, right? So it's as simple as that. Maybe you can create an email, just say, hey, have you got questions? You watch this, video, and it's about this and whatever. If you've got questions, I'm here to answer them for you. Just comment, XYZ, or just DM me XYZ here, and I'll answer them for you. And it's powerful because it sends them back to your social media channel. They see more of your content. They see more of you, build more relationships. And, it just helps that conversion process. Right? And I'm not going to go into it, but if you have a good way of having your conversations, questions, lead them through a process, I'm sure there's probably, answers and training that Jonathan has on that, then you'll be able to lead them to a conversion and that sale, right? Very simple, but it's powerful. And then you can even add it to your other emails in the PS line. Oh, by the way, if you got questions about, this XYZ product or XYZ video, just DM me, name, whatever the name, the word is, on Instagram or Facebook, link those out, and I'll be happy to answer them for you. Powerful one. Another one, ask for engagement. This one's powerful, okay? Ask for engagement. And I'm actually going to show you guys.
Dude, I actually love that one a lot.
Behind the scenes that I did recently, all right? Let me share another screen. Yeah. And I'm going to share with you guys why, okay? But actually, let me share with you why. So when you have an email list, what happens is, if you're sending out an email to 1,000 people today, 1,000 people tomorrow, 1,000 people the next day, every day, right? As an example, but no one ever replies, all the email platforms, Gmail, Hotmail, all of these platforms, they're going to see, oh, Alex, Kim, Anna, Taryn, Tim, whatever. He's sending out thousands of emails a day, but no one's responding back. Oh, this must be spam. Let's send those emails to the spam folder. And guess what? You don't make more sales because your emails are actually landing in people's spam folders, which is not good, especially if your emails are helpful and they add value, right? You don't want them to go into people's spam folder because a lot of people want that. So what you do is you want to train those email platforms to know that you're the real deal. So the way you do that is you just send out an email to literally ask for engagement. Just, hey, could be different ways, right? Hey, I wrote a new ebook. Send me an email back, just saying, it can be longer, of course, but you say, send me an email back, just saying book, please. And I'll send you the email right back before the launch, which is actually what I did. And I had tons of people, asking for the book, and I sent them the book back. Right. So, let me show you guys. So, and there's lots of ways that you can do that. I also did it just yesterday, day before. I was just like, hey, I've just changed my email address on my email list, so everything's going to come from this new email address. And it's important for me to season this new email address so that you're actually going to get my content in your inbox, and so that you're going to know about this book I'm going to release next week, and so that all this new content and podcasts and stuff are coming. Valuable free content is actually going to land in your inbox. It's got to be, value based, right? You're not just asking them that you want your emails to land in their inbox so that you can just hammer them with sales. You don't want to do that, and you don't want to hammer people with sales either. It's always going to be valuable. What's the benefit they're going to get? So let me just show you guys what I mean. All right, I've never done this before, but what the heck? Let me just make sure there's nothing personal. All right.
That's such a great tip though on the email. That's something I've actually been doing. I know I don't do it all the time, but it's something I do at least once every few weeks. So I'm excited to see how you do it though, man.
It's good. You know what? Even when you create a new piece of content, it's a YouTube video or a very good, what do you call it? Reel that maybe goes viral or whatever. Hey, I just created this amazing video, went viral, got, like 100,000 views or whatever. If you want it, just hit reply viral or reply, something specific to that video, and I'll send you the link personally. Right.
Yep.
It's powerful.
Love it.
So let me share my screen. Could you share that?
Yeah, I wanted to make sure you're good. Okay, perfect.
Okay, let me try to figure it right. Okay, so look at this. I'm going to highlight all the people that have responded. Actually, let me give you an example of one, right? This one. New start, new email. Join us for exclusive updates. Hey there, hope you're having a fantastic week. Wanted to drop a quick message. From now on, you're going to get emails from this email, not this one. I know it's a bummer that anyway, just reply with this email with the simple, hello, Alex, your favorite emoji or whatever you choose. You'll be doing me a huge favor. It'll season the email address. And here's the fun part. You'll get, exciting news. I got a new book coming next week. You'll be the first to know about it. Plus all tons of amazing tips, tricks, and I'm relaunching my podcast. So always giving value, right? But I'm letting them know. And I also said, if you're no longer interested to learn how to build a profitable side hustle and quit your 9-to-5, feel free to unsubscribe. Like, I got no issue with that. I want a clean email list. I don't want people that don't want to get my content, right? And this person, I don't even know where they wrote it. Oh, hello, Alex, at the bottom here, right? And the other one, people were just like, an emoji. And anyway, I'm not going to go through more because his email address is there. But right, let me show you this. I got, this one, all these ones, right? These are all people that have responded to my email. So guess what happens with Google, Gmail, and all that? They're like, okay, cool. This person is responsive, right? People are responding to them. And then all I'm doing is I'm going, someone goes, hello, Alex. And then I'm just going, hey, Kevin, thanks for replying. I appreciate it. You have an awesome week. I'm responding back. Because if Gmail looks, they see that there's conversation happening, more of your emails are going to land in people's inbox as opposed to the spam folder. And what does that mean? People are going to get more value. You're going to help more people, which, that's part of what you want to do. And when you do send offers and things that actually sell things, they're also going to get it. It's not going to go to their spam folder, right? Who got value from that, guys? Let me know in the comments.
That's actually a really, really, really good tip. Like, guys, do not sleep on that. I don't care if you have 10 people on your email list or hundreds of thousands. I still do this to this day. And it's something that there's a reason why I get like 30-40% open rates, because I do this frequently, and I clean my list, of course. But when you see the people replying, you know you have real people on your list that are actually reading your emails. So this is like a really good tip, Alex. I'm really glad you brought this up. It's amazing.
You're welcome, man. You're welcome. So let's continue to the last stuff.
Awesome. Awesome.
More for email conversion secrets, because guys, a lot of the conversions happen through your email list. So I wanted to give you as much as what I do. All right. I use loom.com to respond. Okay. So often when people have questions, you can spend 15, 20 minutes sometimes crafting a response. Might convert into a sale too, which is great. But I use loom.com. Do you know how I do it? It's my phone. Okay. So there's an app called Loom. And, you know, sometimes I'll write things, but there's an app called Loom. Oh, there's websites there. I don't even think you'll be able to see it, right? But literally you go there, you tap the little thing, you record an audio, right? And let me do it quickly, right? Counts down, 3, 2, 1. Hey, Jonathan, it's Alex here. Thanks for your email. Thought I'd send you a quick audio as it would make it easier for me to answer your question. So look, you asked the question about, you know, what the XYZ product is about. So let me just share a little bit about you. And then I'll give you the link. You know, if you're interested to learn more, you can go check that out. You know, blah, 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 blah. All right, thanks.
Wow.
Hey, Jonathan, it's Alex here. Thanks for your email. Thought I'd send you a quick audio.
That is cool.
To answer your question. So look, you asked the question about, you know, what the XYZ product is about. All right. So let me just share and then you just tap here, you copy the link. If you're interested to learn more, you can go. If you have a Mac, it copies it to your computer. I've got a Mac. That, you know, or you can go log into the loom.com website, get the link. And then on my email, I just go, hey, Jonathan, thanks for reaching out. I just responded to your email in a quick audio as I thought it'd be easier. ... Insert the link. If you have any questions, let me know. And sometimes, often, I'll be like, by the way, here's the link to get started. Or by the way, as I mentioned in the audio, here's the link to join XYZ product if you'd like to work together. And I'll also insert the link directly to the checkout. So now something happens. I answer there.
Yeah.
Secrets. So a few things happen here. They get a personalized audio from you. And that is powerful because now they know you are flipping legit. Right? Yeah. You're a real person and you took the time to respond to them. But you know what the funny thing is? You actually spend less time recording audios and sending them. Like John, do you send audios on? Yeah, you do. Actually, audios on Messenger, right? Because it's easier.
All the time. I hate typing.
What about email? Same thing.
Dude, I've never even thought about that. That is freaking brilliant. I love it, dude.
It adds value. They see you're a real person. They know you've taken the time to send them that. And even though the link is there to go buy, they're like, oh, okay. He sent me the link to go buy, but he sent me an audio, right? They go watch it. It's like, whoa. So now people will be more ready to buy as well because just that connection that you did through email. So it's like doing audio messages over email.
Yeah.
Or even screen shares. All right. Let's do, you know, we're pretty much on the last slide. So let me give you one more piece of value, right? Just so you guys, I love transparency, guys. I love it. So let me just show you. I'm going to share again in my window here. Let me have a look. Actually, before I do that, let me stop sharing.
Okay.
There was, just trying to remember who this person was last week. Okay, I don't want you to see her questions, but I want you guys to see, like, because she sent me a long email asking me questions just about, you know, affiliate marketing, digital marketing, and all of this. And this was my response.
Okay, do you want me to share a screen?
Yeah.
Okay, here we go.
All right. So I said, and I'm giving you all the copy here, guys. Hi, Anne-Sophie. Sorry for the delay because it took me like 5 days to respond. As you know, I was busy last week working on getting my new book ready for launch. One, I've responded to your email in a video here as I thought it would be easier to give you the clarity you need. Now, guess what, guys? I don't usually do this, but she asked a lot of questions, and she was a good prospect. She was very like open to me. She's very interested. I recorded her a 17-minute screen share video.
Wow.
Would you do that, guys? I wouldn't do that all the time. No way. So much time taken. But I knew she was someone that was ready to pull a trigger, wanted to work with me. And I thought, let me answer her questions, give her the clarity, overcome her confusion around, it was asking questions about short videos and all of this. And I actually, shared even the email there. I'm not going to go through that video. Shared my Instagram account, just shared a little bit about what I do. So she kind of understands that it's not complex to do. And I sent her 17 minutes. Again, I wouldn't do that with everyone, but she was ready to go. Right. And I just thought, okay, why not? And I didn't expect it to go 17 minutes. I did it for 10. I was 5 minutes, 10 minutes. And in the end, I'm like, okay, well, look, I didn't expect this to be this long. Never done that before. But hey, look, at least you got a lot of value from this. All right. I said to her. 2, also, as I mentioned in the video, have to be specific, like as I mentioned, because if you put the link there, it's too salesy. You want to let her know, hey, I actually gave you a lot of value. I mentioned it in the video. If you'd like to join the challenge and work together, you can do so here. Okay. If you have any other questions, let me know. 3, lastly, you can, all right, guys, I have to hide that. That's a link to my book, which I haven't released yet. Well, anyways, and I just, by the way, because she asked it, let's just stop that one.
Yeah, I'll take it off. There you go.
By the way, here's the link to my book if you can go get it. I give it a link because I said to some people, hey, if you're on my email list, I'll send you the book now, right? Guys, do you see the power in this?
That's so powerful, bro.
The power.
I mean, I was doing a lot of these things, but you just gave me so many more ideas with the Loom thing. Like, that's so brilliant. And then, because like I said, I do the voice messages on Messenger, but I didn't think of doing it with the reply. So that is amazing, bro. Like, I'm going to use that. So I appreciate that.
Especially when you're busy, man. It's a time saver, huge time saver. So I love Loom. Like, I use it as much as I can. I use it for supporting members and clients and stuff, and kind of like coaching over email and stuff like that. One of the girls, the video where I said that I helped a girl make $1,000 commissions, she joined a program with me. Just Loom conversations back and forth, emails. So I don't coach people one-on-one, at least not right now.
Yeah,
don't everyone do it, but Loom is powerful. Even in your business, guys, if you want to support people that you sign up in that, it's a good way to help them out.
Yeah.
And then the last one, giving bonus offers. Okay. So time sensitive offers. So whatever product you sell, if you can give something away for free, that isn't a bonus to whatever offer. So, hey, if you want to jump on this, XYZ course, jump this course, someone else's course, if you sign up in the next 24 hours, 48 hours, I'm going to give you this free thing, right? Costs usually $500, whatever it is.
Yeah.
It can be your own. Sometimes you could, there's lots of ways you could do. You could buy public label rights, I think it's called, PDFs, like, ebooks with education. You can buy them and then you can sell them or give them away, right? That's value that you can give away. Heck, you could use ChatGPT to write you something valuable. Then you just put it into a Google Doc. Maybe you design a cover on it for Canva. It could take you an hour. Now you've got something valuable that you can give away. So when people buy that product, you're going to get a bonus over the next 24 hours. And if it's very valuable, put a price on it. They don't have to buy it.
Yeah.
Right? It might be $100, $200, $500, depending on the value of what you're giving. And make sure you put it time sensitive. It's time sensitive. And let's say if it's 48 hours, you might send 3 emails within those 48 hours, right? 1, in the morning, 1 the next morning, and then 1 2 hours before midnight, right? As an example. And then that's how you able to convert even more sales by giving bonus stuff, because now you're also separating yourself from everyone else. You're not just selling the same offer. You're selling an offer, but you're adding something as a bonus, something for free, something that gives people a motivation to take action, right? And get something for free. Heck, it could even be a free 30-minute coaching call with you where you just answer their questions about whatever they've purchased, what affiliate marketing is. You could screen share with them briefly what you've done with your social media account, how your funnel works, right? Just giving them some insight. And you give that away for free. Hey, if you sign up in the next 48 hours, I'm going to give you a free 30-minute coaching call where I answer all your questions and I show you how I grow my business so that you can also model that yourself. Yeah, normally it's $300 or maybe $200 for a coaching session like that. You're going to get it free. After those 48 hours, deal's off the table. Right?
Yeah, dude. Yeah, I'm gonna add to that because bonuses is like, to me, it's like you're gonna 10x your conversion because you're adding so much more value to the product you're promoting. It doesn't matter what it is; you can always add more value to it. This is something because I have like an inner circle. I work with like 12 students, and we focus most of our time creating like really, really good bonuses. Like you said, like group coaching to add along with this course that they're promoting, or TikTok audits, YouTube audits.
Those are powerful.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, hey, I usually charge $500 to audit your YouTube channel or TikTok. I'll add it as a bonus if you buy this course, right? So structuring like your signature bonus is like 10 times super powerful, like more powerful than like just the course itself or whatever you're promoting. So yeah, I love it, man.
And that's it, guys. Those are the secrets so that you can convert more leads into paying customers and money. Thank you, guys.